This is what I talked about earlier with Tesla. I'm not sure if you watched the last video on the previous day volume profile, the new one I created with the compare and contrasting. This is the previous area. This is the current area. The line in the middle of each one of them, this is the previous day point of control. Here is the current day's point of control on a 5 minute. And I just wanted to stream a little bit because I showed you the temporary area supply right here while Tesla need to get above it. And now you can see Tesla just trending above it. And this right here was that temporary area of demand. And you can see right here, once it hit that area of supply, it came back into the area of demand, came back and pushed up and made this little wave right here. And hopefully today is it get back above this area, and it looks like it has all this area to push back above. Uh, One of the other reasons why is because the SPY is doing the same thing, and the SPY has fully recovered and it's shooting up. And this is how they look when they're overlaid. You have your you can change all these colors, like I said before in the previous day volume control with the contrasting areas. And you can see how it came down to the previous day's point of control. It broke out back above it. And you can see today's point of control is down here. And you have the value area high up here. I also created one with the Fibonacci expansion levels as well. BTO, the one with the Fibonacci expansion areas. So we can actually put those on, and let me make sure I got the same settings. Have it set for a day. And I have this at 80, and pretty much everything else should be the same. I'm just gonna cut off those, and I have it expanding. Tick size and expanding from the value area high and low. And right now it's just overlaying on top of each other. And because the SPY is so massive, this would be 1% away from the value area high, would be 425. Then you have the actual ones, the 5% away from the value area high. So this would be 3, 2, 1. And what we're going to do is I'm going to remove the one without the expansion area, and I'm going to move the new base for the expansions to the point of control, or actually the previous day's point of control. So the previous day's point of control was down here. This is 1% away from that. You see I SPY got into this area earlier this morning, and it actually went above it, but it couldn't hold it. Came back to the previous day's point of control, broke above these volume nodes, and this is the current area of current POC, current value area high, current value area low. I just have the cloud for this one cut off, but you have the lines there, and then you look back, you have all these other points of control, and you can look at how I interacted with the Fibonacci expansion levels. And right now, the base for those is the previous day's point of control. And this is basically how you would use the I started thinking about the news. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. What news came out? What news at 9:40? Attempt to retake, rebound. President says no. Ukraine defending Russian trading GDP strength possible due to trading higher. So, and the SPY's really rocking it out. Recovered all of this. Is now above its pre-markets pre-market's high, and it's continually going, but it's finding that resistance at that pre-market level. If you remember when I showed it to you, where's that 5 minute? And this is just going to give our levels for the day. So this is that pre-market high. This was yesterday's high. This was the pivot area, and this was yesterday's closing price. And this green line is yesterday's low. The pivot is found through combining the previous day's high, low, and close and dividing by 3. And the SPY is pushing on through it. And let's go back to Tesla. It's like Tesla's pushing on through as well. And now that I have the fibs on, you can see it's using this right now. The day's open is the same. It's the same as the point of control from yesterday. That's why you have this white line right here. This white bar is today's open. It dropped below yesterday's close and yesterday's low as well. This would be 3% away from the point of control from yesterday. So it dropped all the way to 8. This is the fib 8. So it dropped all the way 8% away from yesterday's point of control. Found support there, and it's pushing back above. And like I said today, this is the value area high. This is the current point of control, and the current value area low. And this is your fib level for 5% away from the point of control. And this be 3, 2, and then 1 is right here. And this is the pivot using the yesterday's high, low, close divided by 3 gives you this pivot area. And you see that's how you use these Fibonacci levels or Fibonacci expansion levels. And they're expanding away from a certain area. And that key area was the point of control. And this is be the point of control. And you can see how everything, Tesla really expanded from this point of control up to 3%. And then it came back to its days open and then went up from there. Or you can say it came back to 1% away from the actual point of control from the previous day. I don't know. It's finding resistance right here, 3% away from the point of control. And it was trying to rally up. News. Bring it back. And right now, this would be considered a shooting star candle. 250 million Doge moving. One go. What it was. I don't see any reason for that. And we can go back to here. And don't pay attention to that. But this is the sector rotation model. If you remember from my videos. And it's showing the energy is curling up and the VIX is going lower. This is the average for the SPY, which is still red because the SPY is below it. The blue is the offensive sector. The purple is the defensive sector. And this deep red histogram is the S&P 500. It was low. The close was lower on this day. And it's coming up. The close is higher. It's just tracking up. the last 2 days. And this is just the Darvis box where it shows this. And I have it set on the body. So if you haven't seen that other video, I made this improvement where you can use the high and low of the bodies or high and low of the wicks. And hopefully we're hammering out a candle here and for a move higher. And right now, energy is still considered a downtrend because it's below its average, and it takes a few days for the trend to change. There's a SPY divergence with the VIX because the VIX is coming down and the S&P 500 is moving up, but it's still considered an uptrend in the VIX, and a downtrend in the SPY. It just takes some time for those to change. A downtrend in offensive and a downtrend in defensive as well. And right now, and that's all according to their averages and the direction of their current state. And this is one of those energy plays. And like I said, showed you a few minutes ago, energy is trying to curl back up. And this is this stock on this lower time frame, how I made it like a V bottom actually. And it's still going up. It just got trapped here. It's pre-market high, and it's 3% away from its yesterday's point of control. According to the expansion levels. And these 1, 2, 3 expansions, I don't have bubbles for those because on certain stocks it's just gonna clutter up everything. Come on, Thinkorswim. It's probably acting like that because I got that sector rotation model indicator on there. And that's all I wanted to show you, really, just when I talked about the Tesla, and now it's gonna pop up now. But I wanted to make sure, the bubbles on labels. That's just a label for the value area high, low, and point of control. Fields high, PLC. And no bubbles for that, for those 1, 2, and 3. And one other thing that's unique about my value area volume profile, you get these extra levels. Like normally you only get a minute chart, but I was able to add in there 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, hour, 4-hour, and day. And I was even able to add in a year as well. So we'll switch back here, and we'll get ready to set the rotation better. And we will go to the BTO profile contrast. And I'm just going to put that on there. And we're going to go back to the SPY. And this is the S&P 500. And one of the things I wanted to do was, let's take it back 3 years. And that's probably going to suck up a lot of data. And this is the S&P 500. And I have the everything set on a monthly. But what I'm interested in, let's look at the year. So right now, I'm going to push it back to 5 years. So this thing could actually look at the years, to look at those lower time frames and everything. And when we go back to the volume profile, the regular one, this is all you're going to get. Lowest you can go is a minute. You can go to the hour. You can go to the day. But like I showed you before, I added those other time periods, time per profiles, to let you do whatever, to let you do whatever you really want with it. And right now, this was last year's point of control, and that's exactly what a SPY is. It dropped all the way down to last year's point of control. That's crazy. So it dropped all the way to last year's point of control. It's still in the green, according to this, but this year, right now, the current value area high, current point of control, and this lower part is the current value area low, and that's where it is for the year, the current year, and that's wow, man. That's I'm surprised myself with this one. So I'm gonna move that to white. I'm gonna move this one to pink, and let's give a better distinction. So these are all the volume area nodes, and right now the current area's point of control is here at 437.90, and like I said, this is the prior years point of control is down here, exactly where SPY stopped, and this is the prior year's value area low, and this is the past year value area high. And right now we're trading all in that. And this box over here is the current value area. And this is 5 years back. And this will be the pandemic. Am I correct? Where's the year? So yeah, 20. And then this will be the prior year's value area. And this is to be the prior year's value point of control. Wow. So this indicator actually does more than what I thought it did. I had forgot that I had put the year in there. And this is just me rambling. So I'm done. I'm going to end the stream here. But this is just shows you the use and capability of this indicator. And it gives you a kind of idea of how my mind works. Especially when I get an indicator and then I'm able to take it apart and then look at things from a different point of view and what traders really need to be looking for, or what other features a trader might really want. And like I said, this is the end of the video, and I hope that you found this helpful and educational. I wish you the best, and your trading, be safe out there.